The show opens with Zoe Stark making her entrance. She gets on the mic and says it feels good to be back and we have no idea. She wasn't sure if she'd get to feel this moment again after she tore her ACL and MCL straight off the bone at Halloween Havoc. She talks about how great her comeback pop was and says it's the same woman who took her out and nearly ended her career that stands in her way now, Toxic Attraction. So she's gonna take the NXT Women's Championship from Mandy Rose. Then Zoe Stark is interrupted by the Cora Jade, and she starts complaining that she should have won the match but Stark had to steal her moment. Then came Toxic Attraction, and Mandy said when it comes to the NXT Women's Champion, she only wins, and as of tomorrow, she'll have the 4th longest reign with the title. Then we saw a match between Grayson Waller vs. Wesley, and the result of this match was Grayson Waller wins by pinfall with the slingshot stunner. Post-match, the man from the crowd takes his hoodie off in the ring and stands tall over Lee's body. It's Trick Williams. Then we saw a match between Apollo Crews vs. Zion Quinn, and the result of this match was Apollo Crews wins by pinfall with a thrust spinebuster. Mandy Rose says her title match at Heatwave in a few weeks against Zoe Stark has been cancelled because Gigi Dolan is gonna take her out tonight. Then we saw a match between Gigi Dolan vs. Zoe Stark, and the result of this match was Zoe Stark wins by pinfall with a sort of flipping facebreaker thing out of a Here It Is driver clutch. JD McDonough cuts a promo from the crowd. He said he hasn't had a chance to formally introduce himself, so he figured he'd do that. He introduces himself to Wade Barrett and shakes his hands, telling him he can feel the calcium deposits from his years of bare-knuckle boxing, warning him that it makes the joints easy to manipulate as you get older. McDonough slides into the ring and says there's one more person he wants to introduce himself to, Braun Breaker, and then came Braun Breaker. He says JD will get real acclimated to him in a few weeks at Heatwave, and he's not gonna like it. Next week, they'll make it official. McDonough hits a headbutt, but Braun straightens up and knocks him down with one of his own. JD's bleeding from the mouth and tastes his own blood, smiling. Roxanne Perez is interviewed backstage, and she says it's fine if Cora Jade wants to throw their friendship away and twist and turn her words, but throwing a title belt in the trash is something she can't stand for. But luckily someone else agrees, and Alundra Blayze is here with the trash can. Then we saw the match between Andre Chase vs. Giovanni Vinci, and the result of this match was Giovanni Vinci wins by pinfall with the last ride. Then we saw a match between Ariana Grace vs. Indy Hartwell, and the result of this match was Indy Hartwell wins by pinfall with a big boot. In the main event, we saw a match between Diamond Mine vs. The Family, and the result of this match was the D'Angelo family won by pinfall with a fisherman neckbreaker from Tony D'Angelo on Julius Creed. Alundra Blayze walks out of the building holding the NXT Women's Championships and says the last team standing wins next week, and the show went off the air.